War has begun. Cheryl/Carol is now a goddess, and Cyril is a Coke Hitler. Get your phlegm sangrias together, because it's about to be a doozy up in here. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Fermented phlegm, everyone. Hello! Welcome to the Archer After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am your host, Alexis Torres. We have a lot to talk about today. I've got my beautiful, beautiful ladies all up on this panel. Please introduce yourselves on my far left over there.
Hello, hello. It is Xia Anderson here.
Oh, that's Mikey. Okay, and Sayrie, I feel like I've been drinking some phlegm off some sangria.
Oh, no.
So gross. Archer writers, you've done it again.
Yes.
Gross. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us live. If you're joining us later, welcome back. Go ahead and put your thoughts about this episode and the season so far in the deebly-doos down there. We are talking about episode 7. I will refuse to say the title because it's too dang long. Look it up. It's what Google is used for. But there was a lot of stuff that was going on, and I want to get your overall thoughts of the episode. Tell me the things.
Finally, war.
Yeah!
Finally.
It didn't take like 8 episodes?
Yes.
Like a Dragon Ball Z episode?
Yeah. I thought it might be the finale, but no, it's good. It came up right now. Finally get to see a little bloodshed.
Yeah, we got a lot of it this time, actually.
Yeah.
Which was fine. I enjoyed it. So, what did you think?
Oh, I loved it. I love Archer training everybody. That's the greatest.
I really wanted a montage. I'm
Me
kinda
too.
sad.
I was waiting for that.
But when you think about it, how can you explain montage to someone who's never watched TV? I was thinking the same thing, like, how do you explain montage?
But I was hoping that they would just be like, oh, we can't explain montage, but here's one.
Yeah.
And just do a montage anyway.
Yeah.
That
Or
would
at
be
least
great.
Archer pries to put people in places to
Yeah.
look like it. I mean, technically he explained it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
But they don't
wasn't
know what
actually
film
edited.
is.
So I hope Archer writers, hey, bring it in close. Hey, guess what? I need you to take that whole thing and make a montage just of that. That would be great.
Please.
Montage of the montage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just the montage because he asked for one, so I hope that they would just edit a montage as an extra scene for us. You know what I mean? So
A little bonus.
Looking at you guys. Looking at you. Hey. Looking at you. Anyway, someone who's not looking so great. So we get to see our Nazis finally, which I still love that there's the ongoing joke of why are we speaking in English? And they're like, it's a long story, don't worry about it. And then we see this guy who looks like he's popping Mentos into his mouth, and they're like, what are you eating? And I couldn't remember specifically. I know it's meth, cocaine, and then something else. I missed that third ingredient. Did they say it or no?
It's 2.
Yeah,
It is just 2?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it was methamphetamine, cocaine,
And then they gave the name of it.
pills. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. I thought I heard a third scientific-y word, and I just couldn't. I don't remember. But yes, it was pretty much just a pressed pill of just drugs. Period.
Yeah.
And I love how he's like, "Did you bring enough to share
Yeah.
with the
And
class?"
he-
Yeah, of course. Cool. I was like, "Oh,
What are you waiting for? Pass them all out. And everybody's like, yay, drugs.
And I'm like,
He's like a good boss, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, he do
yeah.
something drugs.
Yeah.
It's like, did you do drugs before work? And it's like, yeah. Why didn't you share? You know what I mean? It's like,
where are the pot brownies? Why didn't you bring them to watch Lydia go crazy? I don't know. Yeah, so that was interesting to see and how they were all super excited. Some guy had 8 of them in his hands. I was like, yo, bro, maybe you should slow down just a little bit. You're doing too much.
I was waiting for their hearts to explode.
Yeah.
mid-battle. Just start dropping dead of their own volition.
Especially because Cyril had a handful. It wasn't
Yes.
a couple like what the guy was doing when we first saw it. He was just like, all right, let's
Yeah.
do this.
and I'm ready.
Taking a couple pills.
Yeah. And I was like, what? That's weird. Either way, they're pretty much heading off into battle. They have backup. They're ready to go. And it's just, I don't know what to do about Cyril right now. Because, we're so used to Cyril being this, kind of lovable, soft guy. Even though he is a great agent.
He's an okay agent.
He's an okay agent. Okay, I won't say great. He's not even that good. He's okay.
Sometimes he gets him out of tight spots.
Yeah,
you know?
because he tries to use his
Yeah.
brain,
Yeah,
but I feel like
sometimes.
I was like, what happened to you, buddy?
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
Crazy in this episde.
Yeah.
Insane Cyril. I have one of my favorite moments has to be when he has the 3 lines there at the end.
He's
He's
just
just
goes
one,
there.
2,
Yeah.
3. But I love it because it was
Third
in
time's a
different
charm.
directions.
Yes,
I
every
was like,
time.
whoa.
And the more he did, the more amped up he was.
Yes.
We're going to win the war. The more coke he got into his body. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got a glimpse of Cyril coked up Hitler.
Yes.
Because literally in the beginning it was like, oh, he's well dressed.
Right.
He's a little louder than what he was before, but it wasn't awful. And then all of a sudden his he took off the hat. And then his jacket was a little open, and then all of a sudden his hair was kind of, kerfuffled, and then all of a sudden there's just this little square, right, just a little Coke square,
Archer Riders.
right underneath. I was like, oh,
His hair started going
yeah,
over
it was
to
like,
the side.
it was like a full over.
Yes.
I was like, what happened? Somebody help
Cyril
him.
Hitler.
Yeah, no,
they're
seriously,
definitely making a
coked
point.
up Cyril Hitler. That was something I didn't think I would ever put into the speak out into the universe.
Right.
But it did, and I was like, okay. I mean,
enjoyed it.
no, and I loved how he was behind the box and
Yes.
like pretending like, because we always see clips, if you go back in history and look up videos of Hitler and his speeches, he's usually behind a podium or something. So I liked that, even though there was just lines of Coke just right there as he's like, all right, one more and then another bang. I was like, wow.
They did pretty good. Like they're mirroring history for sure with the planes and stuff. Like they're doing pretty good at it.
No,
sure.
I mean, I've always given credit to Archer writers and producers that they know exactly like where to look and things like that. But it's also kind of like a weird line between reality and not. But I feel like they were sticking pretty hardcore to the history of this one.
They were. They brought up some fun Nazi sort of facts that I will share later.
Yeah, she will. Woo! I love our history moments of the day. It's my
Oh, it's
favorite.
great. Yeah.
So then we get to back to the village. Pam and Archer still rocking them coconuts. Gotta
go.
do it.
I'm glad they didn't change.
Yeah, no, same.
I always thought they were gonna cover up by now.
Yeah.
No,
step
especially-
over body puts a shirt on or something. You
Yeah,
know?
especially after the montage.
Yeah.
Right.
Where we got cut to commercial and then we come back and it's like, all right, I'm really glad we didn't have to show all that. Here we go.
Yeah.
I really liked that. And I was like, but I wanted to, okay.
I thought they kind of showed it a
wanted
little
the
bit though, right?
montage.
Because they showed it like little glimpses of what the traps and stuff look like.
No, that was after.
Oh,
So
okay.
pretty much what happened was that he said that he was trying to tell Noah to describe to them what a montage was. And then he's like, okay, well, we need to get all this stuff together. And then all of a sudden, commercial, and we come back, he's already in war paint and then explaining what the traps were.
Right.
Because he's already trained them to do it.
Yeah.
Train them.
Yes, that's why I was like, iTunes listeners, I'm using quotations, air quotes, because that wasn't really training, even though everybody did their job very well.
They did.
They did.
I was impressed, and he had his, what would he call them? His chub club
Yes, the Chub Club, which are the chubby kids,
Yes.
were...
with the blow darts.
Yeah, the
They did a good
poisonous
job.
darts.
Yeah.
No, they did great.
They did a great job. They
Same.
were right there, the finishing touches.
Yeah, and same thing with the
darts.
elders, too, who were hiding underground for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And they were just like, hey,
And Granny topped it off.
Oh, Granny,
And
no
the
teeth.
smile with the no teeth. Oh, it
Yep.
was so sweet and
I was
warm. I
like,
loved it.
Oh, Lord.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Widowmaker.
Yeah, hey, man.
Nobody knew what a widowmaker was, but he's like, it's going to be a widowmaker.
No, like...
That's perfect.
yeah, and I didn't understand that at first, and then I was like, oh... God.
Got it.
Did not think that through. But yeah, and I love how Pam is supposed to be helping, but of course she's half helping and half not at the same time.
Half getting high.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like Pam has to be either under the influence or fully in it. Like, it's one or the other. She used to be either clean but, like, devoted or extremely tanked but also still devoted. So
Yeah.
you
She's
get
a-
one or the other.
Yeah, and this one, I love that it made her, when she was getting messed up on the frog, it made her more ingenious. She, like, made a crossbow.
Yeah, out of just...
He looked over
stuff.
and he was like, where did you get that? And she's like, oh, I just made it.
That was cool.
like,
I
how
don't.
did you do that?
Did we see her use it?
Yeah.
I don't think we saw her use it.
No, you know what? I think she did, but we didn't see it land. I think she just used
she
it.
just used it.
One
Yeah,
shot,
and she was
that
like,
it.
"Woo!" Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I don't think she had like
Like
extra
arrows, yeah, yeah,
arrows. I think she had like one thing, and I was like, "All right, great."
That was her thing, though. The frog told her how to do it, so.
Yeah, no, you're correct. But they're not alone. Obviously, they have the tribe and all the warriors and things like that. They use pretty much every single person, except for the women. I don't think I saw any of the women fighting, except for the elders and the kids.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm assuming all the women were hiding somewhere.
Are they preparing the
have been.
feast?
Or
Like
they're
they're getting
preparing
the
the
water
feast.
ready,
Maybe.
chopping the onions and carrots.
Because when we get our big group that show up, so Malory, Cheryl / Carol, Ray, Crackers, and Lana, when they finally show up, they put all the women in a hut with some big dude to make sure that, hey, you can't get out. But I love at this point, we get a moment where we're thinking, oh, they're happy to see their queen here. No.
yeah. That's what I thought, too.
It was Cheryl.
It was
Yeah.
Cheryl Carol.
Yeah.
Yo, she's always just hitting the jackpot every time. She has Germans loving her, and now she's got Samoans loving her. It's
She's
just It's great.
I mean, they probably thought it was like a similar sort of thing when Captain Cook landed in Hawaii. They thought he was a god because he came in with these billowing sails and he was white. He was like, they're like, we've never seen anyone
His
this pale.
skin's so light.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
work out so well for him.
No,
so
God, no, it did
maybe
not.
she should be careful because
That's what
that
I'm
could
worried
be bad.
about. I think
They
that
may
they're
like
like,
try to eat her or something to
Yeah,
give
they
her
might-
powers or
well,
something
that's
weird.
what they did to Captain Cook. They ate his heart
yeah.
because
makes sense.
that's where you
That-
keep your power.
And that is my prediction
Yes.
for this. I mean, I know they're not going to eat it, but they're gonna try.
They're gonna try,
But
yeah.
we're definitely gonna pretend like, oh yeah, everything's all honky dory and great, and it's like, no, girl, they're gonna eat you, and not in a good way.
She's like,
Anyway.
where's the sound effects on that one?
No, it's okay. Don't humor me. Either way, so it's great that Cheryl Carroll is doing wonderful, and then she's, she was having a crummy time in the beginning, and now she's like, well, I haven't had to do anyone yet, so this is great.
I don't really believe Lana is a goddess. I mean, is a queen.
queen.
I've never seen her in the garb. She speaks English perfectly, and even when she's say around her people, they don't recognize
She's
her.
trying
or
to
they don't acknowledge
she's
her.
trying to Princess Jasmine it. She's trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
But they
That's
should
why
have
she-
acknowledged her, right?
Huh?
If she was legit. Like,
I feel well.
maybe
I mean,
the cannibals.
but I
They
mean, it's
stole
just
their
like
land.
not to bring politics into this, but we have a president and people don't acknowledge him.
Very true.
So
Very true.
just because he's a
Tomato,
ruler
tomato,
doesn't mean
yeah.
it makes it great.
And it could be more of a different thing. Like her family, they're living in a house that's definitely away from maybe the tribe is more secluded and they don't actually know who she is.
Yeah, they might just be talking to just their chief,
Right.
and think that he's the only higher
He's the
power.
only- yeah.
Yeah. Which is usually how island culture works. So, like, especially if you're, like, real deep, like, in the jungle or in the mountains, like, they're just like, oh, no, I don't read a newspaper.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
who's
did see it
ruling.
on TV. If you
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, it could be, but it's very interesting that I mean, I love it because she immediately was like, okay.
Stop it.
Stop
guys.
it, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
no,
not too much,
No,
guys.
it's
Come on,
okay.
yeah.
Stop. Stop.
She's like, this is embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being embarrassing.
Yes.
you know?
That was amazing.
Definitely. Yeah, it was fantastic. But yeah, so of course they put Malory, Cheryl, Carol, and Lana in. No, Malory. Yeah, I said that. The three ladies in the hut, and then everyone else went to go take positions. And Lana's just like, oh, I could have gotten the idol and came back by now. Like, why are we doing this? And of
They
course,
should have.
yeah.
They should have.
Sure. And Malory was just like, I just really need to find some booze because it's getting to that time. I'm getting antsy. And she found some. And I was just not ready for the description of what was in there. Because when she smelled it, I was like, okay, I'm trying to think of like old, not specifically Hawaiian, but islander booze in my head. And I couldn't think of what it could be. You know what I mean?
It almost mimicked a coconut. But I knew it wasn't the
Well, yeah,
shape of
it's a
coconut.
gourd.
Oh, okay. So I was
Yeah.
like, maybe it's like a little bit of a coconut juice thing going on, but
I mean, it
That would
could've.
have been better.
Yes, I
Would
agree.
have been much better.
Yeah, but no, it was in a gourd, so I was like, okay, clearly it's something that they have to make to put into this container, but what is it? And I just wasn't ready for it. And I believe that she said the description was that they take this specific plant. It's kind of like a
Chew it.
beer, which is probably something that I'm trying to remember ingredients to beer right now. It's not happening, but you know what I mean. And they chew it up, spit it in here, and with water, and then just mix it up, and that's what
it
it is.
ferments.
And it ferments,
Yeah.
which is
and
just
makes a tasty beverage.
fermented spit.
After.
yeah, that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fermented spit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something actually. It was called betel nut that my uncle used to chew, and I think it used to get you not like high, but it had like a little bit, like it would numb your mouth a little bit. It was like this red, and it kind of made
It's
me think of
disgusting.
that. It's really gross.
Yeah, it's so
really
gross. Especially watching people chew it too.
Yeah.
You're like, are you bleeding? Like,
then-
what's happening?
Exactly. And they
Yeah.
just spit this red stuff out. And
Yeah, I just think of it's like if you're gonna be drinking out of a spittoon from back in the day, like that's pretty much what it feels like. And I was like, like, sorry, iTunes listeners, but like, it was just like, why? Why would you do this? But like, also I understand where she's coming from, where she's like, I am an alcoholic, I need something now,
She's
or you're gonna have to
withdrawing.
deal
Take
with
the
it.
edge off.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment of the entire episode was Malory was drinking that, talking to Archer in the middle of gunfire.
Yeah.
Just spraying behind her, and I was like, this
And
woman.
she didn't care.
Because
Just on the
people
bullets.
forget, if anyone
Absolutely.
who's like jumping in late into the Archer game, she was literally the best spy. And her son is now still the best spy.
He's runner up.
But he's also doing a lot of time jumping, so I don't really know what's happening. But either way, I love how her gourd breaks and immediately goes, oh, hell no. I mean, like, that's me paraphrasing, but like, she grabs that gun and she just annihilates a bunch of Nazis.
Yeah, amazingly fast.
How insane.
Because they hurt the thing she loved the most. And you know,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
if you're
not
mom
Archer.
and you hurt a kid, it's like, oh, superpowers as a mom.
Definitely
But
not Archer.
As an alcoholic, took away her alcohol.
The only
Everyone has to
alcohol.
die.
The only
Everyone
one.
has to die at that point.
Everybody gonna die. Pew,
Yeah.
pew.
And she was accurate too. To say she was so tipsy from the fermented spit.
No.
She was nailed. Boom, boom, boom.
She got
Malory
that
doesn't
mortar
get
fast.
tipsy.
Oh, okay.
That thing just soaks into her blood and then that's it. It has become her blood.
Oh.
That
Straight
makes
up.
a lot of sense, yeah.
No, like if you watch from season 1 till now, she has constantly been drinking this entire time. So if she is buzzed, it's just a constant buzz.
Yeah, that's just her normal
To keep
now.
it.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it
Yeah,
simple.
so if you take away booze from her, then she becomes crazy. Or if you give her too much, I feel like she would just be like a little bit
yeah.
drunk, but
Little
it would be
hiccup.
like
just maybe 1 or 2 hiccups.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
at
that's
that point.
probably as far as it will go, though. She will still be the same. She'll probably still take out a fleet of whatever, and it'll be fantastic. But yeah, it reminds me of, I don't remember what season it was, but we get to see her when she first gives birth to Archer, and she's, like, in this bar in Russia, and they're being, like, the bar's being, like, stormed by, like, I don't know, anybody. And she's pretty much, like, on the bar, like, on the table, and she's covered, and she has baby Archer, and she's just shooting at people. And I was just like, you just gave birth. Like, I don't even know how you're...
She's
What?
gangster.
Badass Malory.
Exactly.
Technically, she saved everybody
She did.
by destroying that mortar because they wouldn't have stood a chance.
Agreed.
Unless they
She
could
actually
take
was
that
the
out.
changing. Yeah, she was the changing force in the war.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Archer took too long because he was arguing with Pam.
Of
He was,
course.
he was debating on whether or not he should do it.
Yeah,
when
but I
she
was
just
like,
went
no.
there and just took care of it.
I
pretty
mean,
much.
technically she wouldn't have just jumped in if there wasn't an actual issue, but she was also just like, I'm upset. Take it out on everybody else, which is pretty,
But she
pretty
missed.
normal.
She missed Fox.
She did. No, you're right. It's
Yeah. Okay.
F-U-C-H for people,
Yeah,
just in
don't-
case. I'm
don't
sorry,
bleep me.
iTunes, you're probably going to be like, explicit? And I'll be like, sorry.
That's the character's name. Sorry.
That's
Yes.
his name, yeah.
Fuchs, I guess we can say.
I was saying Fuchs to make it sound a little better,
Yeah.
but it's pronunciated.
Oh, yeah, no, we know.
Okay.
We know what
we
it
don't
stands
give up.
Just like, I really wish we had a censor button. Anyway, so to round it all out, we were able to win the war because we had enough people that jumped in. We had an opening because of Malory. Archer's a little bummed about that, but it doesn't matter because they won. And then Cyril was like, yo, I got this mech. I'm ready to go.
Where
and
did he get that,
that
by
was,
the way?
I guess they brought it from the ship. It was just sitting there.
In a box.
And in a box.
And it glowed.
It's my mech in a box.
Yeah. So I just
My
immediately
mech
thought
in
it
a
was the
box.
idol. When he hit it, I was like, he's gonna just get the idol and just run. At
I
this
had
point.
the same
Yeah.
thought. I was like, why is the idol in a box? But it was glowing. You're right. So, yeah.
Nah, he was just like, light bulb. Yeah.
Oh, light bulb action. Okay.
Well, no, I thought of, I'm thinking of Despicable Me. So
he got in there. He know how to use it and everything. He was just.
I mean,
he was
I'm assuming
getting
they've
for it.
probably trained in those before. Maybe, I have no idea. Or he's just like so coked up that he's like, I know how to move this.
That'd be funny if we do a flashback and see him without off of coke, and he's just sitting in like and he go ooh doop doop doop.
Yeah.
Like in his mind, he's navigating this huge machine and breaking
but
through.
in his drug
and, yeah.
state, he's not doing
he's,
anything.
but
he's just
really
like, he's just like in there. He's like,
yeah, drooling a little bit.
I would have
Too much
liked
coke.
that.
Yeah,
I would
that
have
would've
liked
been
that
cool.
better. Yeah.
And it's like 2 sticks he's like holding and.
Oh,
you know.
that would be Cyril,
That
though.
you know,
That would
too
be
much coke
amazing.
should do that to him. You know.
Start
Well-
hallucinating.
Well, I feel like German Nazi Cyril can handle his coke. If we had a regular Cyril, I feel like he'd just be like, like just like making weird ass noises.
Yeah, he already would have been gone.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get to
I
talk
did
about
too.
Crackers. Crackers was there,
Crackers.
but he was also just really good comic relief. I love when he was laughing and his shoulders were like his actual shoulders were
Yeah.
going up. I was like, oh, so cute, but also, oh my god, you're the worst. But I just wanted to mention that because I love the animation mostly
physicality.
of his character. It's insane. I was
Because
like,
has
it's so
range.
people-like.
Yeah.
It's
Just
so
say he's a
human-like, but in a bird.
yeah, I love how he was
His
like.
facial features too.
I love how he was just like, I can't. What do you see? I can't see. I don't have binocular set eyes. And I was like,
It's perfect.
so true. But yeah, it was adorable. But yeah, so he tries to come in and tries to take over. And mostly he was just screaming and drooling everywhere. And then we forgot about the Widowmaker, which came in handy. Grandma No Teeth, just knocking them out.
Knocks
I
Cyril
love the
out.
smile after. She was just like, "It's my golden years, baby," but I'm still gonna help. You know what I mean? Like
I
she
did it,
did that.
everyone.
Yes.
Oh, so
I
cute.
wonder who actually tied it up for her, but but she had the whole release the lever
No,
action
she
going
did
on.
it.
I'm assuming it was a team effort.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
had to help her.
And she smiles, and it's all all gums.
I do feel bad about Noah though, because he was like, all right, I'm here to translate. I feel like obviously he was definitely not translating completely.
He was the smartest person in that war though. Just
Yeah.
getting under a body and
Hiding
landing.
under a body,
Yeah, everything he's done so far is kind of survival. Instinctual.
Yeah, I mean,
He's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's not so much the hero, I'm going to try to save everybody, the guy. He's like, I love how he's like crawling along the ground and he's like, I'm going to go back home. I'm going to get the job at the modeling agency. I'm going to have to rub oil on Swedish bikini models. Like, it's this horrible thing because he's like a scholar. So he's like, I just want to do scholarly work.
Yeah. And like the opposite is just torture.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
I'd take that job.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would turn that down.
Ladies, hey,
She did the sound too.
let me warm up my hands first. I don't want you to get cold hands. I'm a terrible person. Either way, that's why my husband loves me. So I felt bad for him, but I love getting that like itty bitty backstory about him. I love that he talks about how he's like, even though I don't have both my arms, I know I can help in some way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
And they're excited now that they're celebrating, but I love that he was the one, well, two reasons. One, they were both realistic reactions. The first one was where he was actually scared. And because we're so used to our characters being like, we're just gung-ho, we're just going to do it. We didn't have that moment of Noah's like, no, I'm actually...
This is
I could die.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, this is...
horrible.
And
yeah.
I love that Archer doesn't get it for a minute. He's
Yeah.
like, looks at him, he's like, oh, that's right. Yeah. And
We
he's
could
like,
die at
well,
any
that's,
moment.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, that's normal. But he's so used to doing it that to him, it's just nothing.
And being surrounded by people who are used to being in danger all the time.
Right.
So he's just like, oh, because even before in past seasons when we've met civilians, it's just kind of like they either die too quickly or we don't get to hang out with them very often.
Right.
So we actually get someone who is like genuinely like, I don't want to be here. I just wanted to finish my dissertation and move on with my life. And also have both my arms.
Right.
But
That's not going to happen.
but again, the world is a cruel, heartless bitch.
He also did choose to go do his dissertation among a bunch of
cannibals.
cannibals.
And didn't even know the language.
That's
He learned the language
kind of
and
as-
everything
yeah,
as he
as-
went,
yeah.
as his arm was gone and all this other craziness.
Yeah, I'm just making room for more knowledge, my friend.
That has to be hard though, to learn the language as someone just ate you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that has to be difficult.
I mean, but it looks like his arm healed well, so I'm assuming they helped him out because they're like, okay, well, I guess you're here. We just you need to give us an offering first before you get to stay here, you know?
Yeah.
It's only gonna cost your
You
arm,
taste so
not a
terrible,
leg.
so.
I mean, true.
All right.
Yeah.
That was good.
All right, thank you.
That was good.
I was thinking
Perfect.
about that one for at least 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, it's just too bad. I wished he was just armed, for that.
Oh,
nice.
there it is.
My husband I don't have one.
No,
Dang
don't
it.
worry about it. My husband would be
You're
so
like,
proud.
please
I'm
don't have
I'm
Yeah.
actually like gagging on the inside. Either way, Anthony knows. He knows I don't like puns. But anyway, so it was just great to see that Noah had that moment, but also the same at the very end where he's like, shouldn't we worry about? Isn't he coming back?
That.
And Archer's like, nah, he's fine. It's called a widowmaker. And I was like, boy, he was in
That made
a
sense, though.
mech.
Yeah.
No one ever does the double tap. You guys know what
Seriously.
the double tap is?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you just, when you shoot someone, you double tap them. You hit them again, you shoot them in the head.
Yeah,
It
thank
sounds
you.
a little violent, but that's to make sure they're dead. If
No,
you're going
but
to kill
you're right.
someone,
Yeah.
be the best killer you can
Zombie
be.
territory, war territory, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Anytime that you're
Double
in,
tap.
Yeah.
So they just let him get hit, and sure enough, we see him crawling in the mechanical device, whatever you want to call it.
But he also
And,
lost an eye.
puffed up. I don't
Really?
know if his
I
eye
think
came
it
out.
looked like it was gone.
Was it cut? Do you think, or you think it was
I don't
gone?
know. I thought it was just puffed up, but
Puffed
maybe
up.
it
Oh,
was
I
gone.
thought it was gone. But you never know. I don't think we can have two people with eye patches, so that would make more sense. But yeah, it's very interesting to watch it. It was like 30 seconds of him just maniacally laughing, and I was like, okay, is there something that's going to happen? No?
Nothing? That's it.
All right. Thanks, Archer writers.
Yeah,
so
it's
there's that.
gonna happen.
They're
Just
getting you
maybe not
ready.
now.
But overall, the episode was really, really good. I can't believe we're already down to the last episode next week.
No.
That's insane.
That was so fast.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
It went by fast.
you have a really great fact that we should get into. Historical fact
do.
of the day for the Archer show. Go for it.
So it turns out that the German soldiers actually did take pills of, methamphetamine. I think there might have been some coke in there, but from what I read, it was just methamphetamine. And before they stormed France in 1940, they ordered 35 million tablets for their soldiers.
God.
Yeah, so they actually did that.
So Archer was pretty much there, being pretty much factual.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Sorry, Tony, that was supposed to be our news and gossip. I used the wrong segment for that. But yes, thank you.
There you go.
TV news. But yeah, so I think that's really, really interesting that we got to be able to one that you were able to find out about that, because I would have never known.
It's only funny. It's funny. Just the only reason I thought about it is because I was like, that sounds like that could be a real thing.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up, and it was a real thing.
That's crazy.
But that's exactly what I'm hoping Archer writers are doing now
Yeah.
with their history and things like that, is going, hey, because I mean, a lot of their references are also really hard. So when I know that what Joelle used to do is when we were watching Archer together, she would pause it and then look up the reference, because they're always just shouting out random names,
things.
and you're just like, what the hell? And then just go back. But like, Archer writers are so smart, so I'm really glad that you were able to find that out. That's pretty
was
dope.
A cool little nugget.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Is that real? That was cool.
No, I definitely thought it was just a gag, so I'm really glad that was something real.
Yeah.
So did we have a favorite joke or line of the show today?
Favorite line?
I like doing this because they try to pile on as many jokes in the last 2 episodes, so that's why I was asking. Mine was obviously oh wait, I just said it earlier. Crap. Oh, I forgot it already. But
favorite line. You know what? I'll take the last one then. I'll take the one where he's like, is no one going to check to make sure he's dead?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
yeah.
Because that does make sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh no, the Cracker saying that he doesn't have a binocular vision. That was my favorite line.
That was good.
It was adorable.
I always like "Shut Up, Bird."
yeah, they
but
used
that's
to-
still my
That's a
favorite.
classic.
Especially when Crackers was just like telling on everyone.
Yeah.
They didn't want to come save you. They were gonna go get the idol, and they're just like, "What, mother?"
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then "Shut Up, Bird." And he's like,
Yeah. All right,
right.
I guess. Also, Ray and I don't know his bodyguard's name. They didn't do shit.
nothing. I love how he comes in. He's like, "I killed 10 Germans," and you're like, "When? When did this happen?"
Just
Yeah.
you didn't see. You were too busy killing more Germans.
I was just
right.
saying that off screen. I was like, Ray has done nothing. His character hasn't done much at all.
That's what I'm saying.
At
I
all.
think I'm assuming that
He
either,
drove them there, and that's about it.
Yeah. So I feel like
Just
either
hiding in the back.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm gonna hang out back here, because I thought there was gonna be more, because we saw that shot of them talking, but there was nothing more to it, and I was kind of sad.
But I
about
feel like
that.
that's realistic though too.
True.
Not everyone's gonna run a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Nolan's underneath bodies. I feel like Ray is probably like, yeah, let me just let this blow over.
Because
Yeah.
you're right. He's just a police officer. He's not necessarily
A soldier.
made for. Yeah, exactly.
And he's there for the idol.
Yeah.
He originally came.
Correct.
They originally came to save Archer, and since Archer's not in trouble, well, I'm gonna fall back.
I agree.
I'm not here trying to fight this war.
Yep, and now they're about to go feast, and Cheryl Carroll is a goddess. She had a flower crown. They were holding her up, parading her around, and I'm just like,
She's winning.
I feel like this ain't gonna work. All right, so before the last episode, quick round of predictions before we go. Anybody?
Well,
There it is.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions.
we know that, or I'm pretty positive we know that Cyril's gonna come back with his mech suit and his insane coked upness, and they still have to go for the idol. So it's still gonna be. This was just part 1 of the battle, but now I think Cyril's on his own a little bit because they
He's
killed
team
an
one.
awful lot of his Germans.
They
Yeah.
did. I like all of them.
So exactly.
Like
So
literally
I
all of them.
have a feeling he's gonna get squashed.
Oh,
I
nicely
thought you were
done.
gonna die.
Yeah, okay.
Cyril, you took all of mine. That was all my predictions.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I can make up more.
Great minds think alike. It's
True.
okay.
True.
I think that Archer is going to end up with the idol. I
Okay.
think he's going to end up the idol. If not Archer, it's going to be something between him and Lana.
Okay. Yeah,
they're
yeah,
going to
okay,
be the
yeah.
ones that actually get.
Yeah, because we didn't
to
get
touch
much
the idol
romance
first.
between the two of them at all this season.
Yeah,
so,
we just got googly eyes from Archer.
which is fine. It's totally
Her
fine.
bed was occupied though the whole season.
Yo.
To be fair,
I mean, maybe.
Cyril was in there. No pun intended.
Oh, the puns intended, girl. Sorry, I'm a hot mess. My prediction is going to be about Cheryl Carroll. I feel like they're like, oh yeah, let's praise her now, but really, we just want to eat your heart to gain your powers.
Yep.
And we also didn't talk about the delicacy of her wanting oysters. She got them, but not exactly the type of oyster you were thinking of. Definitely
Mountain
a different
oysters.
pearl of the sea, if you know what I'm saying.
I love that she didn't mind though. When
yeah,
she
she was
found
okay.
out, she's
But-
like, oh well.
But
Same
I'm
texture,
also
same, you know.
sure, same
Texture,
sliminess.
something, yeah.
But I love that because we were already grossed out by the phlegm sangria, that they weren't about to have us watch this Cheryl Carroll eat this testicle oyster. So I'm really happy
Which,
about
if you
that.
guys had
I'm
to
with you
choose,
on
which
that.
one would you go for? Would you go for the cocktail, the phlegm, or would you go
Testicle.
for the cocktail
Testicle.
of the
No.
of the oyster?
Yeah.
Testicle, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you go?
Yeah,
which,
you know
which,
what,
that's
you're
fine.
right.
Would you go?
I would
for?
rather do that.
Yeah.
I can't.
You could at least
Really?
make
Yeah.
it taste good. You could season
Really?
it. Yeah. You could cook it.
You
make
can put a
it
little bit
like-
of lemon on that.
Yeah.
No.
But
I'm
other
sure,
rules
I'm
are
sure
No.
the male listeners
See,
are like, huh? You know?
Yeah, I mean,
we're definitely go for the
great
I
tequila.
just can't.
Yeah, I mean-
I just can't think of like. Yeah, I can't.
Drinking
Drinking
them.
spit.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
much for me.
And maybe it's fear factor, but I would definitely go for the testicles.
Yeah,
too.
it just
Yeah.
it
Fear
would just
factor
be.
makes it more normal. You know.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
also feel like there's a lot of delicacies of Asian person that I've eaten worse things, so it's fine.
And not drink spit.
Hell no. Anyway, that's also a question for you guys. What would you choose? A phlegm sangria or oyster testicle? Yeah. Tell us in the comments below or tweet at us. And speaking of, where can the wonderful Archer fans find you on the internet?
Ooh, I am on Instagram at Xia_land. It's XIA_LAND. And I am also here on Wednesday nights for the Legion After Show at 10 p.m.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And it's our finale.
And I'm Funny Sarai on Instagram and Twitter. And Facebook is just Sarai Comedian. You can also find me on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. for The 100.
Yes. Thank you guys. You guys can, or thank you for joining us. Don't forget to join us for the finale later. It's gonna be awesome. Next week, I mean. You guys can find me all over social media at ATorres890. That's ATORRES890. If you love tabletop games and RPGs, I'm playing a really cool one that aired today. It's called Phoenix Dawn Command on Geek and Sundry. You can watch it on ProjectAlpha.com. Use the code Phoenix to get a free 60-day free trial. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, thanks guys so much for joining us for episode 7. We are going to be talking about episode 8 next week. Same time, same place, and we will see you there. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Phlegm sangrias.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.